We all crave connection. It's a universal desire that transcends cultures and backgrounds. It's a fundamental human need, essential for our emotional and psychological well-being. But sometimes our past experiences can make intimacy feel like a threat, causing us to withdraw. This is where attachment styles come in. They are the blueprints of how we form and maintain relationships. These styles describe the ways we connect with others, shaped by our early relationships, especially with our caregivers. Dismissive avoidant attachment is one such style. It's often developed as a defense mechanism. It's characterized by a strong desire for independence and a tendency to avoid emotional closeness, often to protect oneself from potential hurt. Individuals with this attachment style may appear self-sufficient and aloof, keeping others at arm's length. They often struggle with vulnerability and intimacy, finding it challenging to open up and trust others. Understanding dismissive avoidant attachment is crucial. It allows us to recognize patterns in our behavior and relationships. It helps us make sense of our own behaviors and those of our loved ones, fostering empathy and patience. This understanding paves the way for compassion, growth, and stronger relationships. By acknowledging these patterns, we can work towards healthier connections and emotional well-being. Dismissive avoidant attachment often stems from childhood experiences. Imagine a child who learns that emotional needs are met with indifference or rejection. This child might start to believe that relying on others is unsafe. They may suppress their needs to avoid further hurt. Over time, this coping mechanism becomes ingrained. It shapes the way they approach relationships throughout their lives. These early experiences don't define us, however, they do leave their mark. Recognizing the impact of our past helps us understand our present behaviors. It allows us to start rewriting the narrative for a more connected future. Dismissive avoidants value self-reliance. They prioritize independence over intimacy. This often manifests in specific behaviors. They might appear emotionally distant or aloof. They might downplay the importance of relationships. They may have difficulty expressing their feelings or offering emotional support. They might withdraw or become defensive when emotional intimacy arises. It's important to remember that these behaviors aren't intentional acts of cruelty. They are defense mechanisms. These mechanisms protect against perceived threats of rejection or engulfment. Recognizing these behaviors is the first step toward understanding and addressing the underlying attachment style. Section 4, the Fortress of Thoughts, Decoding the Dismissive Avoidant Mindset. The way dismissive avoidants think about relationships reinforces their behaviors. They may hold beliefs like, "I don't need anyone," or "being vulnerable is weak." These beliefs serve as a protective shield. They guard against potential hurt. Dismissive avoidants may also struggle to recognize their own emotions. They might intellectualize their feelings or dismiss them altogether. This emotional detachment helps them maintain a sense of control. However, it also prevents them from experiencing the full depth of connection in relationships. Section 5, Love and its Challenges. Navigating relationships with dismissive avoidance. Dismissive avoidant attachment presents unique challenges in romantic relationships. These individuals often value their independence and self-sufficiency above all else. The very things that bring couples closer, vulnerability, emotional intimacy, and dependence, can feel threatening to a dismissive avoidant. They may find it difficult to open up and share their innermost thoughts and feelings. They may struggle to express affection openly or meet their partner's needs for closeness. This can create a barrier to forming a deep emotional connection. This can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and feelings of rejection on both sides. The partner of a dismissive avoidant may feel neglected or unimportant. Partners of dismissive avoidance often feel emotionally disconnected. They may struggle to understand why their loved one seems so distant. They may perceive their loved one as distant or uncaring. This perception can lead to a cycle of conflict and withdrawal. This doesn't mean that dismissive avoidants are incapable of love. They do care deeply, but they express it in ways that may not be easily recognized. It simply means they love differently. Understanding and patience are key to navigating these relationships successfully. Section 6, the path to connection, healing, and growth for dismissive avoidants. The journey towards secure attachment for dismissive avoidants begins with self-awareness. This means taking the time to reflect on one's own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and understanding how they impact relationships. Recognizing the patterns of dismissive avoidance is crucial. These patterns often include a tendency to distance oneself emotionally from others and to avoid intimacy. This includes acknowledging the impact of past experiences on present behaviors. Childhood experiences, in particular, can shape how one relates to others in adulthood. Therapy can be incredibly beneficial. It offers a structured environment where individuals can explore their attachment styles and work through past traumas. It provides a safe space to explore these patterns and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Through therapy, dismissive avoidants can learn to trust others and build more meaningful connections. Learning to identify and express emotions is another important step. This can be challenging for dismissive avoidants who often suppress their feelings. This involves challenging the belief that vulnerability is a weakness. Instead, it is a strength that allows for deeper connections and personal growth. Practicing mindfulness and self-compassion can help individuals become more attuned to their emotional needs. These practices encourage a non-judgmental awareness of one's thoughts and feelings. Building a support system of trusted individuals is also essential. Friends and family can provide the emotional support needed to navigate the challenges of healing. It provides a safe space to practice vulnerability and experience healthy connection. Over time, these relationships can help dismissive avoidants feel more secure and connected. Section 7. Building bridges, fostering understanding for healthier relationships. Understanding dismissive avoidant attachment is not about placing blame. It's about fostering empathy and compassion. When both partners understand the dynamics at play, they can start to communicate more effectively. This involves expressing needs clearly and respectfully. It also means practicing patience and understanding. Relationships thrive on open communication and a willingness to meet each other's needs. This is especially important when navigating the complexities of different attachment styles. Remember, change takes time and effort. It requires commitment from both partners.